We should
Hi,
be.
Tammy. Hi, Faith. Hi, Dustin. Peter and Linda, always showing up again. Um,
And more than once.
yes.
We'll
Hi,
take
Melody.
we'll take as many as they give us.
Yes.
Hey, Daniel.
Uh,
Kevin.
All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. It's that time. Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule on this Saturday, September 21st. And I think tomorrow is the first day of fall. So, equal number of days, equinox. We are in the fall equinox or the autumnal equinox. Just throwing that out there, useless information, but you know what?
Yeah.
Why not?
I
All
used to
right.
I used to be an independent distributor for Equinox.
I was gonna
That's
say,
right.
is that what's in the air? I was wondering. It was like I felt the feeling. I'm like, is that the equinox?
So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here on the Ask Me Anything AMAs with the amazing Robert and Terry Hollis. It is 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are, because you are watching right now. And we do appreciate that. A couple of announcements before we get started with our Ask Me Anything. First of all, a big shout out and welcome. We kind of introduced him a little bit ago to Scott McAvoy. He is now a member of the Inner Circle. So,
Nice.
Scott, thank you so very much for joining us again, because I know you've been a part of our group before, but now you're a member of the Inner Circle.
God,
So,
Scott's one of those family members where, he's always part of the family.
yes. So glad to have you back. And if
Yes.
you do want to join the Inner Circle and the Imaginators, or the Imaginators, either one, you can go to roberthollis.com/join. Very simple to do that. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and click the join button down below the video that you see my face, or go to the chat in YouTube. And at the very top, there's a black bar across it. Click on that, and that will take you to roberthollis.com/join. If you're watching us on Zoom, because you've been shared the link, go ahead and go to roberthollis.com/join and become a part of our amazing group. We go more into depth, a little more one-on-one with a smaller group. So please join us, and thank you. And speaking of joining us, our channel is growing. OMG. Growing indeed. We now have 8,528 subscribers.
It was just
Now,
7,500 a little while ago. It's like,
well, I
cool.
was going to say, yeah, because we've, over the last 28 days, we've had 1,068 new people subscribing to the channel in the last month.
Why? I wonder what's different.
It's the
I don't know.
equinox.
It's got to be it. That's got to be it. Yeah. So thank you all very, very much for sharing this amazing experience with others. We're always looking for ears to hear. And with Robert and Terry and everybody who participates, we are so glad to have you on board to share this amazing experience with everybody. Okay, so part of Ask Me Anything is you get to ask Robert Hollis, a certified millionaire, anything, anything. And it's very simple to do. In YouTube, go ahead and type your question in the chat and we will ask it on your behalf. On Zoom, you can do the same thing in the chat. Or the point here is that you get to ask Robert directly. We already have 2 hands raised, and it's very simple to raise your hand, and then we will call on you and you get to talk to Robert directly. Very simple to do. If you're in Zoom, go ahead. You see my picture in front of you. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen. You can put it on my nose, in my mouth. Please don't pick my nose. I reserve that for other people. Anyways, go look at the bottom of the screen in Zoom, and there will be a bunch of buttons. One of them is raise hand. Click on that button, and we will call on you in the order in which we receive your request. And so we now have 3 people that have their hands raised who will be coming up: Jody Falcon, Pete Rodriguez, and Kai Au. Got to give a shout out to Jody, by the way. She has also donated to the super chat.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so
Jody.
much. You can do that very easily in YouTube by clicking on the $ at the very bottom of the chat where there's a little box with a $ in it. And all the money goes to the charities that Robert supports, orphanages included. Peter and Linda, your hand just went up. Just wanted to recognize you guys, so you're coming up as well. And finally, we like to start off our AMAs with a quote, a meme, something. And I loved what Robert shared earlier this week from Mark Twain. He says, all you need in this life is ignorance and confidence. Then success is sure.
Yes.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with our AMAs. Ask Me Anything with the amazing Terry and Robert Hollis.
Yay. Well, thank you everyone for being on here. Arthur, haven't seen you in a while. It's like, no, we see him all the time. I don't know if you guys, some quick shouts out. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the podcast we did yesterday with Arthur. If you did, I just think he did a wonderful, wonderful job. So thank you very much, Arthur. I appreciate you. And also, Arthur's our very first trade star. So how you become a trade star is very simple, is pass your challenge. Then after pass your challenge, then, get your account into profit. And within just a little bit of time, Arthur will also make his first withdraw, and he's going to do a video of that and really show it. So it's pretty neat that everything starts going where you have a vision or imagination of something. And then all of a sudden we got people winning the challenge, and now we got people withdrawing. And then we have people like Arthur that are making like 19,000 in 11 days. And, that's basically what my, my little spiel's going to be before we do Ask Me Anything. Is I did a video yesterday. I just uploaded it on YouTube today, and it was just called Burnout. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I've been doing is focusing on, because I think this is very unique. If you look this up, a lot of people say different things, but there's like 6 human needs, and 6 essential human needs. And a lot of people haven't heard of them or don't even know what they are. But we do need love in our lives. We do need connection and contribution. We do need certainty in our lives, right? And a lot of people get blown away. I remember when I first seen that, where one of the needs is uncertainty. Now, uncertainty means that we just sort of get bored every once in a while, right? And you hear it virtually in every area of your life. You know what I mean? It's like whether you want to find a way to make some extra money, or you want to spice something up in the relationship, you know what I mean? Or, or you want to learn something new. I think a lot of people get bored, and you get that re-excitement in your life by challenging yourself to learn and do something different. And so some of you guys see my energy, and you see my son. I want to do a shout out for him, because I know that he's got that gene, because it's like he's constantly learning something new, more creative, and he just keeps pushing himself. And, he's a perfect example, just like Arthur is, of if you're just willing to put time toward it each and every day with just a good attitude, and that, of course, comes from imagination. And so one of the things that I just think that would be really funny, if you guys think of the burnout just for a moment here, it's like how many people are burned out with their job. According to LinkedIn, 78% of the people would rather be doing something else than what they're doing. Can you guys even grasp that? I've been doing this for 37 years. It's never been 78%. Never. So 78% are going, what I currently am doing in my life sucks, and I would like to have something different. That's pretty good, right? And so my thing is how can I get that person when other people can't? Me, I just offer a solution to the problem instead of trying to sell them. How many of you like to be sold? You know what I mean? It's like none of us like to be sold. But I think a lot of people like buying things, right? So if you get to make that mental decision. So, there's a lot of people right now that I know personally that are life coaches, they're network marketing coaches, they're people that actually I know that they make their full living, a couple of $100,000 a year by just authoring co-contributed books. That's all they do. Is Gordon Sowell will shout his name out, but he'll go out there and he gets a book to the bestseller because he'll get like 5 or 8 people to all write a chapter in it. They'll each put in like 15 to 30,000, and then all of them together will promote a book that's co-authored by all of these people. Now, why would they do that? Well, because people say it's a way to make yourself credible, that you're an author. It's like a co-author. But how many people know there's seminars that do that as well? So, if you want to speak on a stage in front of thousands and thousands of people, I can get that gig for you. It's just anywhere between $20,000 and $30,000, and you're there, man. You get to speak in front of everybody, and it's like then you can say, "Hey, I've been on the same stage as Tony Robbins or Les Brown or Bob Proctor or a number of great names." And so there's a lot of people right now that are in the coaching business, the course business, the seminar business that's really struggling right now, and all these areas are struggling because of the economy. I think the funnest thing that's going on right now is that every media channel is trying to tell us that there's nothing wrong with the economy. But every time we go to put fuel in our vehicle, or we go to pay our bills, or we go to the grocery store, the amount that they're asking for is more in some cases when everyone. So we were laughing because they said, "Oh my God, inflation just dropped. They dropped the interest rate, but the most that they have in 40 years. They've never dropped it this much." And I'm going like, if it started out at 1 and then it goes to 22 and then they drop it to 18, how much is that a drop? So me and Terry,
$1 or $2 off your credit card bill because
yeah. So they were saying on an average mortgage that, I don't know who got hurt bad enough to have an adjusted mortgage. You know what I mean? But some people get a flat rate for a couple of years and then it goes adjustable. And so they were saying that, your monthly mortgage payment is going to drop by $21 a month because of this interest rate. And I think people are like, what? You know what I mean? So in the midst of this, also every affiliate programmer that I know, all the guys that are the big studs in the affiliate marketing world, they're struggling because people don't feel like they got the money. And people that are focused on selling products that are usually involved in a network marketing company, they're hurting. So there's a lot of people out there right now that I'm burnt out on affiliate marketing. I'm burnt out on selling stuff on the internet. I'm burnt out trying to be an influencer. I'm burnt out of trying to build a brand. And a lot of people are burnt out on having a job. And I'm going like 37 years I've been doing this industry, and I've never seen it easier to bring people in than I have right now. It's just that you have to make it look like an answer to their question or an answer to their problem instead of trying to sell them something. And so, it's funny if most people right now, when you hear how many subscribers are coming in for us right now and videos, it's like the videos that I'm promoting right now on YouTube are 4 minute and 2 minutes long. They're less than 2 minutes long. And they can get 38,000 views in a month. Why? Because they're short. I know people right now that come from the old school of thinking that even people that I know that are great funnel makers. I've seen a lot of people from Brendan Burchard and also Russell Brunson that does ClickFunnels. And they're going, the 2-hour webinars are not working anymore. And how many of you go, I totally get it, right? So it's this concept in your mind that you got to believe that maybe the shortest video that you could work would work. and I covered this on the on some other trainings, but I'll just say it briefly, is that the reason that I can recruit so easily and I can sign up, I mean, did you guys realize that we just started the Telegram group the first week in August? You know, Trade Stars, and it just went over 500 people. You know, how many people, if you know right now, they started their own Telegram group, they wouldn't get to 500 in a month. You know, they just wouldn't, right? And so I appreciate each and every one of you because it's all of us promoting it together, right? You know, I love the concept of Trade Stars, it's just really, really, if you, again, I tell people, go check out this group, look at the documentation, get your answers, make a decision. You know what I mean? And still to this day, if you guys look at the playlist that I'm using right now, you'll notice because of this new way of thinking, you're going to see that the videos that I have on the playlist are going to constantly change. Because opening up a video with author saying that he made 16 grand in 10 days, I'm looking to get people's attention. So my goal is you know, to promote Arthur because of his success, because that allows me to say if Arthur can do it, anyone can do it. But really, watch the podcast because some of you are going to go, you know, I'm just not willing to unconditionally follow someone that's a winner. It's like, I think a lot of us are starting to find out a lot of unique things about who we are and our personalities. Because if someone says, this is what I do, and your first thought, well, I'm not doing it that way, and it's like, then you don't get the results. I'm going like, man, are people that ignorant? You know, we made a funny joke the other day about IKEA furniture. You know, there's three kinds of people. People that buy a IKEA furniture and they read the directions and there's no screws left. There's nothing left and the furniture works. The second group that try to put it together without the instructions, right? And then because of my mentality, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, people don't realize there's another option. Is someone that is really good at that, allow them to put it together. It's like, so I can either learn to trade or I can have Joel trade and follow him. Does that make sense? And so the last thing I want to share with you guys is this concept that I was telling Terry the other day. I know that you guys have heard of this audio many, many, many times. Earl Nightingale it still holds the record for The Strangest Secret. It's the most documented audio book or audio track ever. I mean, I believe that he won an Emmy on it because, you know, it was just so in The Strangest Secret, let me knock it down, even though I've listened to that thing thousands of times, because it just brings me back to center, sort of like some Jim Rohn stuff. But it talks about you become what you think about the most. You become what you think about the most. And I just want to challenge each and every one of you because I noticed a thought that creeps in my mind numerous times a day. And I want to know if any of you have had this thought where you just go, yep, this is exactly what I need to make sure that I handle all my bills. Do any of you know exactly what your budget is? Do any of you know exactly what to make to cover your budget? Is that a positive thought? So all day, every day, you're going, listen, I just got, as long as I make, you know, $6,812, as long as I make, you know, $33,412. And it's this constant of you logging into your online banking, knowing what you're making, knowing what you're doing. And you sort of get to this place, even as a commission salesperson, where you go, it's the 21st of the month, I got it. Now, what do you do for the rest of the month? It's usually a vacation. It's time to relax a little bit, because you got it covered. Well, my mentor used to say to me all the time, the definition of a budget is always earning more than you can spend. So I was just telling Terry that I've noticed that my mind is always around, hey, if we got this, we're going to handle everything, everyone's going to be fine, and it's cushioned. And don't you guys realize where credit card debt comes from? Credit card debt comes from human beings always just barely missing their mark. Have you guys noticed that if you got to make $4,200, why is it that you always make 4,000? So now, see what I mean? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? If you guys have ever been in companies where they had ranks, you know what I mean? You want to hit 5,000 or 1,000 rank, and you get to the end of the month and you're all stressed out and you're trying to close a couple of people or get some people to buy some extra product because you're always around 900, 940. Because you're not going for 5,000. You guys catch me? Because I was going for super from the day that I got into this company. But I understand me as a human being well enough that I was going for 1.2 million in volume a month. And I blew it. I totally blew it. I did 1.1. I missed my mark by 100,000. I still hit super affiliate. I did it 3 months in a row. I got a $100,000 bonus because I know who I am. So I was just telling Terry that, sometimes when things are going together and I'm always mentally going, okay, now all of a sudden things in the group have a lot of momentum because for the last few months, I've told every one of you, I'm going to 1 million active subscribers. I'm going to 1 million active subscribers. If I have 10,000 active traders at 100 in volume, that's 1 million in volume. That's super affiliate volume. So if you miss the goal and you're doing 950,000, then you're only making 95,000 a month. But if I shoot for master, right? And I'm looking at my YouTube channel. So I just want you guys to be aware of your thoughts. Because what's the phrase that you told me when I said that?
I don't remember.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I can remember things from 20 years ago.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, that's what we were taught. Don't make your minimums your maximums.
Gold always said, don't make your minimums your maximums.
Because we always just barely miss our minimums, don't we? So do any of you know anyone that has credit card debt? See, that's always barely missing your mark. And the reason you're missing it is because you're setting it too low. So I'd rather shoot for the moon and land on the skyscraper than shoot for the top of the skyscraper and hit the side of the building. So just ask yourself if you're doing that. You know what I mean? I think it's really unique right now. Arthur, I've been making a big deal out of him for a week because he deserves it. And his goal was to hit at least 10%. And so now he's at 19%. I don't know. Oh, he probably didn't trade last night because it was a weekend. You know what I mean? But it's if so him, why he's at 19% is because people don't know his other imagination. I heard him say this, but I don't think people caught on to it. He said, I want to be on the leaderboard. And then he hits the leaderboard and he goes, if I'm 9, I can be 6. If I can be 6, I can be 3. So now all of a sudden he stopped focusing on I at least have to hit 10%. Him even sort of complaining a little bit, going, it's not fair. These people that are number 1 and number 2, they have a 25K account. And, They got 6,000 in profit. I have 19,000 in profit because I got a bigger account. But he's going like, now he's trying to figure out how to get 26% on his account instead of 10. And he hasn't hit 25 yet, but he's at 19. So Arthur, would you
Here,
agree with that?
yes. So here's the funny thing that's gonna probably happen. So I stopped focusing on the numbers because I told you that they all have lower accounts, like 10,000 and $25,000 accounts. Those people aren't gonna want to keep that account and keep growing it. So they're gonna take withdrawals out and drop off of that list, and I'm gonna move up. Um, they're going to get other accounts and start their challenge over again with a larger account. But here's the other thing that I was thinking about. If I keep growing at 10% a month, eventually, because I have a $100,000 account, after like 4 or 5 months, I'm going to be at like 200,000, and it's going to say for my percentage of fund growth 100%. How many people are going to be able to grow their fund growth 100%? And then if
Wow.
I keep going, it's going to be 150%, 200% fund growth.
Wow.
So I'm always going to be at the top if I keep this up.
Yeah.
But the other thing on the podcast that I didn't think, like, you made me like reminded me of something of why I chose the 10% because I read the FAQs.
Right.
But I forgot that you even told me that Javid's goal for his fund was 3% a month. I didn't have the imagination, or I didn't have the limitation of that in my head when I decided 10%. Nobody told me, oh,
Wow.
this is where you need to go. This is what Javid is able to accomplish. So I didn't think in my head, oh, I'm probably only going to be able to grow at 3% a month. I just looked at the FAQs when I first started. And I'm like, 10% sounds like a good goal. I'll go for that. Nobody told me that that you
Wow.
can't do it.
Wow. I always love the whole concept of people going, people still say to me all the time, it's like, and people that are usually 100Ks, 100Ks, 250Ks, and they introduce me, Robert Hollis, super affiliate, and they walk up to me and they go, man, you have no idea how hard I worked to get to 100K. You have no idea how hard I worked to hit 250. And they go, how'd you hit super? And I go, I just have more active legs than you. Every time I say that, they go, what? And I said, yeah, you have legs that you expect to go to 100K. I have 155 active legs that I don't expect them to do anything. So everyone's always trying to beat the cows to get the cows to produce more instead of just getting more cows. And when you do that, like, I know a minimum versus a maximum right now is oh my God, I got to get at least 3 people to get my account for free, right? The average in network marketing since it was created, 150 years ago, the average person brings in 2.5 people. So why do you think that network marketing companies make like the first rank of how to hit it that you have to have 3? Because the person that gets paid that much money shouldn't be average. They should be slightly above average. So people freak out when I show them my back office and they go, you got 155 personals? Yeah, I got 57 people on the Akashics membership. I looked at it this morning, 22. That's better than 3.
Yeah, especially if some of them drop out. But with this product, I don't think too many of them are even going to drop out. It's more of like a permanent or like a longer term solution for keeping the people on.
Yeah.
For doing more. But I raised my hand just because you brought up the whole Earl Nightingale Strangest Secret thing.
Please go ahead.
And I was just going to say that's true. I'm like feeling that right now because what I've done over the last month and a half was look at the leaderboard, imagine, making 10% more, breaking that goal down. I look at that leaderboard like every day to see who's moved up, who's moved down. And so that's like where my focus has been, and I'm just
Yeah.
like looking at it all the time.
Yeah, and you know, the YouTube channel really put me into a different mind thought. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a geek from the dark force as well, Arthur. You know that. And so I'm like, I'll go on AI and I'll put in, you know, what percentage of people have over a million subscribers, and it comes back 0.078, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've always in my life, I've always wanted to be in the less 1%. Where did I get that? My very first network marketing company 37 years ago had an income disclosure statement. And here's where you know when your mind's screwed up. See, people look at an income disclosure statement and I go, wow, less than 1% of the people make 250,000 plus a year. And then I go 0.01% of the people make 2 million a year. That's where I'm going to be, right there.
Yeah.
When other people look at it and go, well, according to this, less than 1% of people make a full-time income. And I'm going like, you know, that's like defending your life with Meryl Streep and yeah, Brooks, the actor.
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, the one thing that he says in the movie is every time he's asking his lawyer that's defending his life a question, he always goes, you really have a lot of questions that has to do with average. See what I mean? He goes,
Yeah.
well, what's the average amount that people come back? You know what I mean? And he's going like, wow, you know, why aren't you asking, you know, so it was always funny because he was always below average in everything that he asked. You know, what percentage of your brain do you use? And it was the average. And he goes, why? I don't want to tell you that. And the reason that the lawyer didn't want to tell him that, because if he knew the numbers, then he knows how bad he sucks. Oh, the average person comes back four times. Well, what am I? 6. You know?
Well, what's funny about that and what you're talking about, setting those goals up, is that I even heard this like from real estate coaches that you know, if you set a goal of $500,000 to make for the year, you're going to come under that, because once you start getting closer to that goal, you're going to slow down and say, "Oh, I got this." And then what
Yes,
happens
that's
is
what
you
we
slow
talked
down
about.
more, and then you miss the goal. If you set a stretch goal and you just focus on that, you're going to go way past the 500,000
Wow.
and probably end at 650.
Yep. So thank you, Arthur. Thank you. Yeah, I love that audio because you know, it just makes you think, wow, what are my dominating thoughts? And I can guarantee you, you guys know a lot of people that they know exactly what every one of their bills are.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's a bad deal. I'm just saying that, well, my rent's, you know, this amount, my mortgage is this amount, my car payment's this amount, my insurance is this amount. So you always pay your bills barely. And every once in a while, you're moving this Peter Paul game around, the shell game. You know, well, I'll cover this bill and then I'll catch up on this one, and then calling negotiations, you know what I mean? Is there any way I can get a little extra time? And people don't know that once you set those, that you just you are achieving your imagination. You are, because I know people that have shared with me that they go, oh my God, I'm with this Cash App, or I'm with this wallet, because they allow me to go over $200 overdrawn without any fee. So every time they look at their wallet, it's always a negative 200. Because they, you know, back in our day, you know, that was like, hey, I'll write you a check, but you can't cash it. You know, this money floating thing, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, I'll get you that check. Can I give it to you like Friday afternoon? You know, because then can I post date it? Man, it's like, so But if you think long term, you guys, that's why 6 phase meditation is so powerful, because each and every day, if you spend a little bit of time, a few minutes a day, just really, really thinking about how your life's going to look 3 years ago, sort of 3 years from now, it will really, really, really trick your mind. It really tricks your mind. It's like another mind hack. So think about, because what people do is they grossly over exaggerate what they can do in a year. So if you realize that if you're always looking at a year, you're constantly missing all your goals. You got this guy beating the shit out of you 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? You're not going to go from 3 to 4,000. You're not going to go from 4 to 5,000. You're just not going to do it. So everyone says, well, you know, I think I could be a 5K by the end of the month. That's grossly over exaggerating. You know what I mean? But I brought people in this company. I'm going to go meet Tomas Damon, you know, for the first time. And, you know, he's bringing in people for $1,000 a pop. And he's like, listen, I only need 10 of those and I'll be at 10K. I only need 25. And I'm going like, you know, his mind's like going, hey, you know, it's like, I only want to work with people that buy a year of Akashics because it takes that long to get good.
Well, now they have they just posted the trade and travel for $2,000 and you get a $200,000 funded account.
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed too, do you already check the volume on that?
Let's see. I haven't, no.
No, don't worry about it. But it's like, you know, that again is a mind hack. It's a total mind hack, because I've shared that with people, because he's doing that. He's going to have 5 to 6 people, 4 to 5 people at the that's why I'm actually staying a few extra days. I didn't realize that Budapest is only 2.5 hours away from the place that we're having in
Slovakia.
I got to learn to say it. So thank you. Anything else, Arthur?
Nope, that was it.
All right. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Love you guys. All right,
You
thank
bet.
you.
Bye. Craig, back to you.
Okay, what a great way to start. Let me do, there we go. What a great way to start. Arthur, thank you so much for sharing, and, you know, just keep that success going. And please, ladies and gentlemen, watch the video, the podcast that we did yesterday with Arthur and as an interview. Good. I posted it in both the chats, and it will be in the post description of this video once we conclude, meaning what's down below on YouTube. And if you like what we are doing on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. That's the like button, and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much.
Hey, Gerald, nice to see you on here. Connie, I see some new people on here. Thank you very much for jumping on. Tom Booth.
Arturo Avila. Good to see you there.
Hey, Arturo, how are you? You, I met you through Monty, didn't I? Yeah, I just, no problem. It looked familiar.
Yeah. All right. So we have coming up Peter and Linda, Jody, Pete Rodriguez, but first, Kai. There you are, Kai. You had your hand up first, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, and unmute yourself, and please share.
Hey, can everybody hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah, how you doing,
Okay.
Kai?
Highly blessed and favored and deeply loved, and thank you for kicking my butt last.
Hey, you didn't need your
It felt
butt
good.
kicked. You didn't need your butt kicked. You just,
I can't hear you. Hello.
What?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, our Wi-Fi went out 15 minutes before we were supposed to come on this meeting, so
Oh, no.
I had to improv. So
Yes. I actually seen you running down the street with your phone in your hand.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. He can't hear us, but we can hear him.
I think he's going outside. There might
You hear
be
me
some
now?
extra noise.
Yeah. Are you using a Verizon phone?
I don't know what's going on. I can't hear anything.
Log back in. Log out,
Yeah,
log
well-
back in.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
I'll log off and then come back on.
Okay.
Got it.
Awesome. Well, all right, then we will go ahead and come back to Kai when he gets back. In the meantime, Pete Rodriguez, are you ready to go? I don't see your camera on, so I'm going to just unmute. And if you don't want to turn your camera on, that's okay. Not a problem. So, Pete, go for it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, Pete. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know, my phone, I've only used it for text messages, so everything is new for me.
That's
the one
okay,
thing
Pete.
I
That's
wanna
okay,
say-
Pete. You're doing good. You even smell new, so that's great.
I just wanted to say that if you're following somebody else, don't. I said I've known Robert for 15 years, and he's always helped all of us. Also, if you don't know Robert, Robert, I could say a million stories. We've talked a lot, and I remember when he bought the Rolls Royce, and Terry asked him when was he going to bring it home. He was waiting for it. He let a rap group use it to shoot a video. They had rented out a Rolls, and they rented it out before they got it. And you know, Robert let them use his Rolls Royce to shoot the video. That's the type of person Robert is. You know, he's
Thank
helped
you,
us a
Pete.
lot. You know, I really don't know exactly what I'm doing right now, but I'm looking at all these videos. You know, I'd like to do that trade thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Pete, you'll figure it out.
say-
You'll figure it out. I know you will. And for all of you guys that are on here that are family, you know, say a special prayer for Pete. He's going through some really challenging health issues right now, but I know he's going to beat it.
we're gonna do good. I'm just trying to look at the videos and try to learn so I can do this. You know,
Well, I
what
can't-
we did before was way different.
Yeah. But I'm still doing the same thing. I'm showing short videos of people making money.
Yeah, you are. I just want need to make a little bit, and I'm happy. You know,
Yeah.
I'm 74, so you know, I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I can get past this and make a little bit of money.
You will. Just keep promoting the videos, and I know you'll do it. Pete, thanks for jumping on. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey, Pete, well, before you go, have you ever met Craig?
Oh, I love Craig. Craig is me and him and Lori were real good friends.
Lori Ann Hayes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
the boss lady.
I know his other son. I haven't met Matthew yet, but he reminds me a lot of what Robert does.
Yeah, he's awesome. That's for sure. Well, Pete, thanks for coming on here. I love having new family members on, so I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love
Pete,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much, Pete. And it's great to hear your voice again and glad you are with us. So hang on. Lots of great things coming up.
Okay.
All right. Kai is back. Now, Kai, let's go ahead and give this another shot. So go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share with us.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. I had to stand outside, and yeah, obviously that technique of that mic wasn't working, but anyhow, we're back on. Yeah, thank you for kicking my butt last night, and Craig, Arthur, Robert, thank you so much for helping me out on that little fiasco.
Yeah, every once in a while, it's neat to reach out to people that love you and appreciate you to talk you off the ledge. Kai doesn't know how he made a small mistake and he couldn't figure out how to stop a trade from happening. And so his thoughts got the best of him, and he just thought they were going to come take his house and kidnap his girlfriend, and you know, he's.
Well, it dawned on me all of a sudden was because it was such a late trade that night. I was listening to the God Memorandum while lying in bed. I must have dropped and I thought back, and I was like, I dropped the phone on my chest. So it probably pressed something that I did not know or see, and I just like ignored it and just went on with what I did. But because of that, I told Becky the situation, and the boob jokes came flying.
That is so funny, man. That is so funny.
Yeah, she suggested I start getting a boob reduction.
Well,
But thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, can you arm wrestle Josh Wagel for me?" And I was like, "No, I can't do that."
Because at that time I was like asking the questions on the other group, the Akashics group chat, and there was so many mixed information that I was like, okay, I how can I get to direct sources and get this over with?
Right.
And then finally I looked into the TradeX Mastery and got a hold of somebody real, not an AI generated chatbot. And they said, well, just be sure to log on between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. when the market opens and close it off immediately before the system catches. So I'm like, okay, that's good. So, but still, knock on wood, no guarantees, but it may be coming. Like, I mean, I had to think back, and I was like,
hey, all I know, Kai, is, you know, when Arthur was bold and nice enough to share with us that he's gone through 2 accounts before he figured it out. And then I don't know if David Oliver's like thinks it's a contest. I think he said that he's blowing up 4 accounts. It's like, it's.
Well, put me in that contest, because I thought back with what Arthur said, and I was like, this may be a mixed blessing, because that means I could start all over again with the knowledge that is in my bag.
Yep.
And fill more knowledge to increase the to pass phase 1 and phase 2.
Do you know,
without playing the guessing game?
Yeah, Kai, get this. Do you know that is one of the top 5 questions from TradeX Mastery? Because it's very interesting that we're all understanding how our emotions run our lives, right? Do you realize that when people get a negative balance on their negative balance on their challenge account, they either do what Craig and I do, which is just stop. Like, that's not gonna help, right? And the other one is if they end up getting 1,000 or 2,000, you know, because I think it's 2,500, you know, if you know your accounts are gone. Then one of the top 5 questions is, can I pay money? Listen, you guys, can I pay money to have my challenge reset? People are willing to pay money to go back to 0 instead of working their way back up to 0 and then into profit. They're like, oh my God, I already messed up. I'm just going to stop, like Craig and I. Or, you know, is there any way I can pay money to start over? And it's funny because, you know, what I know that Arthur did is Arthur said, well, listen, they're running a 25% or a 50% deal. I'm just going to buy another challenge. And so, Kai, I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, Craig.
You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. I love you, Kai.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you, Kai.
In these questions, I love talking about all of us, you know, having a little bit of difficulty because, you know, people would rather listen to people that are misfits and make mistakes all the time than people that are only talking about their highs. You know what I mean? It's like everyone posts their back office. I mean, posted their Telegram. Now, trade locker. See, I gotta get the names right. But it's funny how everyone posts their trade locker when they're all green. You know what I mean? Everybody forgets to post it when they're all red. But that would.
I'm just one of those guys. Like, I don't care, win or lose. I'm gonna post it.
Yeah, So thank you,
I mean,
Kai. I love you. Have a
I'm
great
not gonna
weekend.
lie, my account's in the negative, but I've been working it way back up to the positive, and it's going to go down to the negative again, and then go positive again. That's just the name of the game.
I like the story that it's negative and you brought it back and then went into profit. That is cool.
Yeah, that's how I did it this week. Like I was posting, it's like, oh, Monday win, Tuesday win, Wednesday win, Thursday, yeah, and then yesterday I was like, uh-oh. But it's like, whatever. I'll post something else.
All right. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Thanks, Kai, for the share, and glad you were able to share that information with us. Okay, I got a quick question here, a couple of questions, because
Sure.
people are asking in the chat. And so I wanted to bring this up. Let me see here really quick. Where'd he go? All right, well, if I see him, I will deal with that. There he is. And there we go. So what I wanted to ask is, are there people that are going to the Dallas convention? Because I'm seeing in the Zoom chat that people are looking for roommates. Okay, Arturo Avila is one, and it looks like Jody Falcon is looking for roommates, and they're looking for up to two people each. So I don't want to give out any information other than if you are planning on going to the Dallas convention coming up next month. These people are looking for roommates to join them. Of course, it'll make the cost cheaper. Please private message them in the chats or in the Zoom chat and set it up. Otherwise, go ahead and contact me by direct message, and I will go ahead and forward your information to them so that we can kind of hook things up, because I understand that Dallas event. Robert, you're going to be there, and there's going to be a lot of good things. You and Terry are going to be there.
Terry's going to be there.
So those of you that are going to the Dallas event, take the time to meet both of them. It's worth the meetup. It really is.
Hey, people are tired of me, man. They get all excited when they see Terry. They're like,
I'm gonna have a tequila shot with Arthur while I'm there. That's for sure.
amen, man.
Aha.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and keep it going, because we've got 3 more hands that are up, and we want to make sure that we get to everybody. Coach Bob, I see your hand up. Peter and Linda, you guys are going to be coming up. First, Jody Falcon, who is one of the people asking for people to go to the Dallas event. So, Jody, go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share with us.
Go ahead, Coco.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Jody. Thank you for the donation. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Hi, Luna.
Yeah, she's looking at her dog food bowls over there, so I got to make this short and sweet for her.
Okay.
Anyway, so this morning, I watched the replay of the podcast from yesterday. Arthur, you have such a peaceful, easy way about you. Oh, my Lord in heaven. And then, as you're sharing your journey from point A to where you are now, I'm thinking, boy, does this sound so familiar. What the hell is this? So, I'm done listening to the replay. Take Luna outside, and just firecrackers, sparklers are going off inside my head. You, Arthur, just personified the 4 laws. Now, let me see if I remember the 4 laws. You counted your blessings in that podcast, right? You proclaimed your rarity. You went the extra mile, not once, not twice, but a few more times. And you used wisely your choices. I mean, I'm going to have to read this again. I've read it 13 times. I actually have the laws posted on my refrigerator. So that's it. I'm speechless now.
I agree with you, Jody. He on that video, on that podcast, you guys got to watch it. He is definitely monkish, with that. Yeah.
I don't even remember everything I said. So,
well, you were
that's
coming
the
from
beauty of it.
Yeah, you're coming from your heart.
Yeah, that's the beauty. Wow.
Well, thank you, Jody. Thank you.
Yeah, so please watch it. Love you, Jody. Thank you for sharing. That was awesome.
See you in Dallas.
See you in Dallas.
You bet.
All right, Jody, thank you so much. And yeah, you know what? Just everybody, since I've got everybody on the screen who's got their camera on, let's give Arthur a nice big hand, because it is incredible. And it shows how much, if you focus on one course until success. When you do that, yeah, exactly, Arthur. Put those, or Robert, get out your magnifying glass. That's your focus. Do that, and look what happens. Look what happens. Congratulations, Arthur, Jody, thank you so much. And we're all going to enjoy that success as we move forward. All right. Let's keep it going. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. That's the thumbs up. We appreciate you for joining us. And if you want to join us and become part of the Imaginators and Inner Circle, hit that join button down below on YouTube, or go to roberthollis.com/join for both of us that are on Zoom and YouTube. Okay. Next up, we have Peter and Linda who are driving. Please drive carefully. I know one of you at least has the phone in hand for the other, so go for it. Peter and Linda, go ahead, unmute and share, please.
Hello, everybody. Can you all hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. How you doing?
Good, not bad. We are blessed and deeply loved. How are you?
Same.
There we go. There. Can you hear us now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Much better.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry, we can hardly hear you. Give us a second. Flip that on there. Okay, how's that?
Testing. Can you hear us?
There we go. All right. So we're I really just wanted to show you something, and it's a quick thing. It's we found a great copy, a great cat to copy, and I just wanted to get your opinion on this, and I just wanted to show you what this is gonna look like. Hang on a second, let me just do this.
So you're just, oh, nice shirt, nice, yes.
Oh no!
Oh my God. Yeah, the funniest part of that, wasn't it saving Silverman, or saving that one part where, I don't know, it's one of the funny ones that he watches, and there's a guy my age and my size is wearing a shirt like this, and she told him he had to wear a shirt.
Oh, Saving Sarah Marshall.
Saving Sarah Marshall, yeah.
Yeah, remember that one?
Oh,
Yeah, and he just looks up at her and says, "Will someone kill me?" I love it. I love when you go to Hawaii and the whole family is dressed in the same material.
Yes.
Looks good on you.
It looks good on you, man. You just went from 6 figures to 7 figures like that, man.
That's exactly what I wanted, is to get his copy of the right cat, right?
Yeah, you got to find that same fabric so Linda can get a bikini made in that same kind of pattern.
Don't get too excited.
For Dallas.
Well, I love you too. Did you guys really like the Toronto event? Did you guys really like the Toronto event?
It was a really great experience. We didn't realize how big our Toronto community really actually is. And yeah, we're just trying to get a hold of everybody, trying to connect with everybody again, and seeing if we can get another get together and do another mastermind maybe.
But the vibe was so good. People sharp, on point, the audience and the speakers, the energy, the vibes was really high up. It was really fantastic. Oh, I know that you're not seeing my face. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Jenna just left me a message and updated my Facebook post. They registered 400 people in London, and 650 plus people showed up.
Wow.
So now it's like we have 300 people registered in Slovakia. And you know what I'm doing my best is that I'm going to Budapest tomorrow to make sure that my people all from Budapest also go there. And
Nice.
yeah, we got people from Poland. We got people from all over Europe that are going to start going to these tap experiences. So it's going to be pretty awesome.
Well, I hope to start copying the right cat here and get some people around the world, right? Let's get going.
Yeah.
Let's build this baby up.
I love you. I appreciate you so much, Peter and Linda.
We love and appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You bet. Have a great weekend.
It's nothing hard for you.
You made my day. You made my day.
Looking forward to hugging you all, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Love ya.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Peter and Linda, thank you so much. Drive carefully, please. Good. All right.
And they're not only driving and talking, they're dressing and undressing. They're just like, oh my God, man.
All right, for that we got to change the rating on this podcast to R. We haven't gone NC-17 yet, but close enough. All right. Thank you, Peter and Linda. Okay, Coach Bob. Yes,
Yay!
you're up next. You're wearing a Braves hat. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I got all
No.
I love all of you guys. Oh God, Peter, love the shirt. It looks great. The other Peter, great to hear from you. You'll get the trading stuff down. Just get in the Trade Star group on Telegraph. I think that's it, and
Telegram.
We'll help you out. Yeah.
I posted the link in the chat, by the way.
That is awesome. So and Arthur, great webinar. I really love that. So I wanted to know about your backyard, Robert. I know we talked about that, but I didn't know what's happening there. I'd like to know what's happening with that.
Yeah, well, it's funny because the thing I love most about people in small cities is they're just people of their word. They're really nice people. And then the other thing is they when they figure out they're going to do something, they just do it. So they told us, hey, listen, we'll get back to you when we have time. And we're going like, all right. And so then I get a call in the morning. It's like, we're on our way over. You know what I mean? And it's like, I guess they just thought that we'd always be here, or maybe, I don't know. But no, they did a really good job, and the people came yesterday.
The landslide, but we got the dog fence fixed.
Yeah, so the small part, the small part of it looks like a landslide, but it'll all come back. There's places that they tore up pretty bad. The grass is starting to grow, and but yeah, it's we Terry never changed the way she went to the bathroom, regardless what we were going on. So it's like,
oh my God, when do you go to the bathroom? I said I hold it for 3 days and then I go to the Exxon station down the street.
Oh boy.
I go to the bathroom.
Nah, it was like our ground here is just so much gravel, so it's pretty cool. And so most of our waste goes into a nice creek that goes into the Yellowstone River. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
But no, it's
because last I heard they kind of tore it up, and you know what I mean, and they just left.
They just left because that's all they do is they do septic tanks. So it's not my fault that I fucked up your sprinklers or your yard or your dog fence.
Yeah, it's like
for 2 weeks because we had 2 big parts out of it. Right. And they never left. I mean, there were times where I'm like, all right, where's one of them? And I'd get up and go outside, and he's just sitting there, and they don't get muddy. Because Wednesday it rained like crazy. I was like, oh, they're gonna come in all muddy, but they don't, because they're right next to me all the time.
but thanks for asking.
I wanted to know what happened there, and then have a safe travels to all your travels. Terry's not going.
I'm not going to Budapest. I'm going to Dallas and Dubai, and yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm looking on here, that my new guy, Tomas in Poland, he's ahead of you on the leaderboard. So you gotta get busy.
All right.
Wow. That's motivating, right?
Nah, he's always on the leaderboard. Coach Bob's been on the leaderboard ever since I've known him. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. It's tough now. I mean, Cautious is taken off. I mean, it's incredible, and they're selling the year programs, and that's tough.
Yeah, get one customer at $14.99, and it's 1,000 volume.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. I got to get on that though. But that's it, Robert. Love and
all
appreciate you.
Yeah, and all your affiliate marketing. I know there's a lot of people on here that watch this live, or I'll never forget the day that Mike Dillard, he was one of the very first people that said, why would you want to have 10,000 people, and get paid like $30 off 10,000 people when you can sell one thing for 30,000? He was like one of these guys, the big ticket people, right? But the difference between people that are selling big ticket items is, I always ask them, I said, did you ever do any high ticket affiliate marketing? And they go, oh yeah. I go, yeah. What was the ticket? Oh, we were selling programs for $8,000. And I go, how long have you been in the business? Oh, that was gone a long time ago. And I'm going like, don't you see a common thing? Everyone that tells me the highest ticket program they ever sold, they're no longer in that company. What? So apparently that doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
So I just know that there's this group of people that love getting in it. And then once they get in it and the volume goes like this, as soon as it levels off and it starts doing this, then everyone's got a new program.
It's true.
Yeah. And then you see, I don't understand. It's like these people, Mike Dillard, I reached out to him a couple of times, and I just said, hey, listen, I'll challenge you. You don't think that you can make residual income from building an organization? And he goes, yeah, it takes you forever. And I go, yeah, that's your imagination. That's your mindset.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I'm really loving about the Akashics and the TradeX Mastery, because man, 10K is the magic number. It really, truly is. If people can get to 10K, and you guys have heard my story many times, my first time I made 10,000, but it was 45 days because the company paid once a month. And then of course with Terry's position with MDC, 10 grand our first 30 days, right? And so when you look at Arthur, 19,000 in a month and a half. That is very impressive. And if he was the only guy, then I would say, he's a savant. He's got, he's Rain Man, you know what I mean? But there's other people that are doing it. And I know that those people inspired Arthur too. So if you guys have seen the short video, I know they'll have one in London. They'll also have one and all the places that we are in. But all these people are walking around showing how much money they have in their account. And I know the withdrawals are really incredible, but I know the majority of people that are doing right now trading and won their deal, they're doing what Arthur's doing. They see themselves compounding 100, 200, 400, 500, a million. They're not interested in taking money out of that, because they know that if they take money out of that, and that's another discipline, right? So you meet people that are professional gamblers, and then you find people that are professional traders. And it's like, just like we're talking about, it's like, if you guys see, I've always heard my whole life that if you can make 10% on your money a year, you're an investing star, right? So there's a trade star, and then there's an investing star. And if you guys ever look for a graphic, you can actually, write in in Google, but it's a graphic of the exponential growth of Warren Buffett's income. And he started when he was young, right? So he's buying shares of stock at 14, 15 years old. But when he asked for the job, in college, he was in college with already like $100,000, $200,000 portfolio when he went to college. Now, when you're sitting down with your mentor that you read the book from and said, I'd like to work with you, and he goes, well, what kind of experience do you have? And you go, well, listen, I followed exactly what you told me to do in the book, and I'm 20 years old, and I have $100,000 in my portfolio. It's like, yeah, you can work here. So, very young, then he starts, him and Charlie Munger started managing other people's money. And when you hear their story, they only managed other people's money to make enough money to buy Berkshire Hathaway. And then it went from, we're no longer managing money, we're just making money to buy companies, or making money to buy a major shareholder and other people that, Fruit of the Loom or Geico or Pampered Chef. It's a really, really good story, when you see that. And so, I can remember Arthur when he started doing his mind hacks. I'm so proud of him. And he sent me a deal and he goes, hey, listen, I just need you to know that I'm going to have $299 million in my account. And I'm going like,
yes, you are.
Why wouldn't he? See, don't you guys, isn't it funny that a lot of people just go, you're never going to be a billionaire. You're never going to be a multimillionaire. Well, there's a book, there should be an update on this book. This book is old. And hopefully there's an update on it, but it was called The Millionaire Next Door. And it was a book that was published years ago. I think if someone Googled it and found out, you'd see how long ago it was. But the stories in the book are the people you'd never think, right? It is the person right next door that is, frugal with their money. And they're also doing this compounding stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I just find that fascinating, So, and we always still hear these stories of, I don't know if you guys seen that meme. It's sort of a joke, but they were saying that a guy that was like 98 years old died in Nigeria, and they went into his house because he didn't have any family, and he had $21 billion in his house, and he said, he left a message saying, I've been sending people emails forever that I would put this money in their account. No, I'm kidding.
With the Nigerian number, by the way.
Everybody said,
look
at this guy got $20 billion. He said he was going to send it to me. This is crazy. He said, yeah, I've been trying to give it away my whole life and no one would take it. No, I'm kidding. Oh, that's great. Coach Bob, anything else?
Oh, no, I love you. I have a safe travel.
I love you too.
I'm praying for you. And
good.
Hopefully Terry's not too lonely. And how's Matt doing?
Party time.
Oh my God. I always think I'm gonna wake up and she's just gonna call MDC, have the money transferred into another account, and she doesn't pick me up at the airport. It'd be like, oh my God. So I'm glad. I'm really happy she keeps me around. I really, really am.
I love you guys. Hey,
I love you too. Tell your wife hi.
And Craig, love you too, buddy.
Love you too.
Is a lot of people planning on going to Dallas? I would love to see you.
Raise your hand if you're planning on going to Dallas.
If you don't go to Dubai, you got to go to Dallas. Okay?
Yep. There you go.
So back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that wraps us up for this Ask Me Anything.
Cool.
Yeah. So short, sweet, to the point. Lots of great stuff that we were able to go over and share. And thank you, each and every one of you. Oh, go ahead, Robert. I saw that hand go up.
He calls me goat head all the time.
I know. Well, because you're the greatest of all time.
Right.
He's got the good comeback. Listen, you guys already know, if you haven't, I don't want to assume that you know this, but I'm leaving tomorrow for Budapest, and I won't be back till Sunday, Monday. All right. So that means
a week from this weekend.
From now, right?
We'll be back on the 3rd.
So, that means that Craig and Matthew and you guys are going to be, running the Inner Circle, the Imaginator tomorrow, the Inner Circle, the Ask Me Anything, and then another Imaginator. So, Craig and Matt are still going to make up their minds whether or not they feel like they're going to do them. But I'm just telling everybody that when they do them and I don't, it's like I get more responses of how great Craig and Matt are when they do it. And so, I hope you guys encourage them. And, if I'm not going to be there, I hope you just don't blow them off. That was my point. I was like, okay.
Thank you so much, Robert. Bless you. And, safe travels.
Thank you.
And Terry,
I see Zoom user has a question.
Who's Zoom user?
No, I'm joking.
Okay. I was going to say, Terry, you know, while the cat's away, the mice will play.
That's right. I'm going to be living large for the next 7 days.
You and Dex and Leo.
Yeah.
Oh, she's already starting to celebrate. Look out, Robert.
I'm in trouble.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so very, very much for joining us here on Ask Me Anything with the amazing Terry and Robert Hollis. A couple of things, but as we do wrap up, first of all, if you want to save the chat where there's a lot of great information that we've shared, links and things like that, if you're watching us on Zoom, go ahead and go to the meeting chat, click the 3 dots next to the title, and then click Save Chat. It will download to your computer as we conclude. If you're watching us on Zoom, we'll share all the links and things in the chat in the post description below in just a short time after we finish here. And of course, share the Zoom with everybody you know so they can get caught up with things. Shout outs to all of our participants today: Kai Au, Arturo Avila, Pete Rodriguez, Jody Falcon, Peter and Linda, Arthur Wainio, Coach Bob, and of course, Matt Hollis. Matt, bless you and thank you so very, very much for being our foundation, our executive producer. We love and appreciate you. And of course, Terry and Robert, bless you. Thank you so very, very much. And again, Robert, safe travels. So until next time, everyone, please be good to yourselves, be cash, and bye for now. Hang on as I unmute everybody so we can all say so long for now.
So long.
See you later.
Thank you, everybody.
Love you all.
Bye,
Zoom user.
Bye.
Pete. Bye, Daniel.
Zoom user. What the heck?
Hi, Faith. Charlie. Pete and Linda.
Love you guys.
Ricky. Yeah.
Hey, there's Rike.
Travels, everyone.
Ricky.
Hey.
Matthew.
Hey, weekend.
Jerome, Jody, Melody. I love you. Karen.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bill, Mike, Arthur, Scott. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Coach Bob. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Matt. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Love you guys.
Melody.
Thank you.